Welcome back, everyone, to Augmented Voices. Where we like to go deep into the world of AI.
It's right, deep dives.
And today, uh, we're looking at Airbnb.
Yeah.
Now, you might be thinking vacations, beaches, cozy cabins, right? But get this, Airbnb's got plans way bigger than just helping us find a place to stay.
Oh, yeah, much
They
bigger.
actually want to become like a major tech player.
Yeah, like a tech giant, like up there with, Amazon, Apple, that level.
So we dug into a whole stack of sources for this one.
Mhm.
Financial reports, tech articles, analyst takes on Airbnb strategy, even some press releases
The whole shebang.
to figure out what are they actually doing?
Yeah, what is going on over at Airbnb?
And how are they using AI to make this big leap?
Well, for starters, their CFO, David Stevenson, he kind of let the cat out of the bag.
Okay.
He compared what Airbnb wants to do to how Amazon went from just books
Right.
to basically everything you could ever want to buy.
Everything.
And how Apple went from, just computers
Yeah.
to the App Store and
Yeah.
iPhones and like dominating the whole mobile world.
So they're not messing around. They're not just like adding a little AI sprinkle here and
Well,
there.
they are going all in on AI.
All in.
Like they are betting the house on it.
Okay, so they want to be a tech giant.
Mm-hmm.
They're using AI to get there.
Right.
But how? Like, what's the big idea here?
Well, they're calling it the AI interface revolution.
Okay, AI interface revolution. That sounds fancy. But like, what does it actually mean?
So think about how we use AI now, right? Like
Yeah.
ChatGPT, Siri.
Yeah.
We type something in, we ask a question, we get an answer. But it's not always that smooth.
Right. It can be kind of clunky.
Yeah, exactly. It's not exactly like having a real conversation.
Yeah.
Airbnb wants to change that.
Okay, so less like talking to a robot, more like...
More like having your own personal assistant.
Uh-huh.
Or even better, like Airbnb puts it, a personalized, adaptive, ultimate concierge.
Okay, wow. So like an AI that knows you, anticipates your needs.
Exactly. Helps you navigate the world without you even having to think about it.
That's a pretty big vision.
It is a big vision.
But how do they actually plan to make that happen? Like, what's the concrete stuff?
So they're already rolling out some AI-powered features on their platform.
Okay.
Like for hosts, people renting out their places.
Right.
There are AI-generated quick replies
Mhm.
to answer those common guest questions.
So like, where's the Wi-Fi password? How do I work the coffee machine?
Exactly, things like that. And they're also using computer vision to organize all those listing photos.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, so hosts don't have to spend hours sorting through them.
So basically AI is like their co-pilot.
Yeah, like a helpful assistant to make their lives easier.
And what about for guests? Is AI doing anything for us on the other side?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Airbnb's using AI to screen reservations
Okay.
to try and prevent those unauthorized parties. They're looking at booking data, trying to spot any red flags.
So like if someone books a tiny studio for like 50 people,
Yeah, exactly. That's probably not for a book club meeting.
probably not.
It's all about making the platform safer for everyone.
All right, so AI is like their security guard too.
Exactly. Keeping things running smoothly and safely.
Okay, so streamlining operations, improving safety,
Yeah.
making the user experience better. But what about this big ultimate AI concierge idea?
Right.
Is that just a dream or are they actually making moves toward that?
Well, they're not just talking about it, they're actually making strategic acquisitions to bring in some serious AI talent.
Ooh, acquisitions like buying other companies.
Exactly. Like one that really caught my eye was they acquired this company, GamePlanner AI.
Okay.
And get this, it was founded by the co-creator of Siri, Adam Shire.
Whoa, Siri. Now that's a name everyone knows.
Right.
What does that tell us about what Airbnb is trying to do?
Well, Adam Shire, he's like a big deal in conversational AI.
Uh-huh.
So bringing him on board, that tells me Airbnb is serious about creating AI that you can actually talk to.
Okay, so maybe someday we'll be planning our whole vacation just by talking to an AI-powered Airbnb app.
That's the idea. And they're not stopping there. Airbnb just rolled out a bunch of new features for group bookings.
Oh, like what?
So think shared wish lists,
Oh,
trip invitations, a totally revamped messaging system.
so they're making it easier to plan trips with friends and family.
Exactly. Even if everyone's scattered all over the place.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it fits with their whole focus on community and connection, right?
Yeah, and they even have this new category called icons
Oh, yeah.
with like unique experiences hosted by celebrities.
Yeah, imagine staying at Prince's Purple Rain House.
Okay, that's pretty awesome.
Right, so they're really trying to shake things up.
Wow. So they've got all these new features. They're buying up AI companies. They're chasing this ultimate AI concierge vision.
Yep.
can they actually pull it all off?
Well, that's the big question.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be easy.
Right. What are some of the challenges they're facing?
Well, there are a few big ones. We'll dive into those next.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's unpack those challenges.
Let's do it.
This is getting good.
It is. So yeah, there are definitely some big challenges for Airbnb as they try to, become this AI powerhouse.
Yeah. What are some of the big hurdles they got to clear?
Well, one of the biggest ones is making sure their AI models are accurate.
Right. Like we don't want the AI sending us to the wrong address or booking us a flight for the wrong dates.
Exactly. And remember those hallucinations we talked about?
Yeah, where the AI just like makes stuff up.
Right. That could be a real problem if you're relying on it to, plan your dream vacation.
Yeah, imagine showing up at your Airbnb and it's like an abandoned warehouse.
Exactly. Not the relaxing getaway you had in mind.
Not at all. So accuracy is a big one. What else?
Well, even if they get the tech working perfectly, there's still the human element.
Oh, yeah, like getting people to actually trust the AI.
Exactly. Some people are just naturally wary of AI, especially when it comes to something as personal as travel.
Right, like I'm handing over my precious vacation time to an algorithm.
Yeah, you want to be sure it's not going to mess things up.
For sure.
Yeah.
So trust is a major factor.
Absolutely. And then there's the whole legal and regulatory landscape around AI.
Oh, right, because that's a whole other can of worms.
It's constantly evolving. There are new laws and guidelines popping up all the time.
So Airbnb has to stay on top of all that.
They do. It's a lot to juggle.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
So it's not just about building the cool tech, it's about doing it responsibly and ethically, too.
Exactly. It's a big responsibility.
It is. So let's shift gears for a second, talk about this whole AI to augment humanity thing.
Oh, yeah. That's a really interesting concept.
I'm curious to hear more about it. Like, it seems kind of counterintuitive, right?
Yeah.
AI is supposed to replace humans, not augment them.
Well, Airbnb CEO Brian Chesky, he believes that AI should be used to empower people, not replace them.
Okay, so, like, giving us superpowers, not taking our jobs.
Exactly. It's about using technology to enhance our capabilities and create more meaningful experiences.
So in the context of travel, that might mean AI handles all the boring stuff.
Right, like booking flights, finding accommodation.
Yeah, and then humans can focus on the fun stuff.
Exactly. Exploring new cultures, connecting with locals, making memories.
So it's like AI takes care of the logistics, and humans get to enjoy the journey.
I like that. Yeah, it's about freeing up our time and energy to focus on the things that make us human.
And some of Airbnb's latest features seem to reflect that philosophy, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like those new group booking tools.
Right, the shared wish lists, trip invitations.
Exactly. It's all about making it easier for people to plan and experience travel together.
And even those icons listings with the celebrity homes.
Yeah, it's a way to tap into that desire for unique and authentic experiences.
It's like the difference between staying in a generic hotel room versus staying in a place with a story behind it.
Exactly. It's about infusing travel with a sense of meaning and purpose.
So where does AI fit into all this?
AI can be the enabler. It can handle the logistics, personalize recommendations, even break down language barriers.
But ultimately, it's still up to the humans to decide how they want to experience the world.
Exactly. AI is the tool. Humans are the drivers.
I like that analogy. So AI is not the destination, it's the vehicle.
Nicely put. I like that.
Okay, I'm getting the bigger picture here. But let's bring it back down to earth for a minute and talk about something more concrete.
Okay.
Like Airbnb's smart pricing feature. How does AI help hosts set the right price for their listings?
Well, it's all about data. Airbnb's AI algorithms, they crunch a ton of data,
Okay.
like historical pricing trends, demand fluctuations, seasonality, local events.
So it's like having a super smart pricing consultant at your fingertips.
Exactly. It takes the guesswork out of pricing.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So it helps hosts make more money.
Right. And it helps guests get a fair price.
So everybody wins.
Exactly. It's a win-win situation.
Speaking of winning, Airbnb seemed to be on a roll with all these AI initiatives. They're getting a lot of attention for their acquisitions, their features, their vision.
Yeah, they're definitely making waves.
But there's always two sides to every coin, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the potential downsides of all this AI stuff?
Well, one concern is job displacement.
Right, like as AI gets smarter, it could automate tasks that humans currently do.
Exactly, and that could lead to job losses in the travel industry.
Yeah, that's a valid concern. And it's not just limited to travel. AI is disrupting a lot of industries.
It's a broader trend we need to be mindful of.
Absolutely.
What else? Another issue is the potential for bias in AI algorithms.
Oh yeah, like if the AI is trained on biased data, it could perpetuate those biases.
Exactly. Like imagine if the AI is more likely to recommend certain types of accommodations to certain types of travelers based on factors like race or gender.
Yikes, that would be bad.
It would be a big problem.
Yeah.
So it's crucial for companies like Airbnb to be very careful about how they train their AI.
Right. They need to make sure it's fair and unbiased.
Absolutely.
So again, it's not just about building the tech, it's about building it responsibly.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, so we've got
Yeah.
job displacement, we've got bias. What other ethical concerns are there around AI?
Well, there's also the issue of privacy.
Oh, right. AI systems often collect a lot of data about users.
They do. And it's important to make sure that data is being used responsibly and ethically.
So Airbnb needs to be transparent about what data they're collecting and how they're using it.
Exactly. And they need to give users control over their own data.
Right, like the ability to opt out of data collection or to delete their data.
Exactly. It's all about empowering users and respecting their privacy.
So it sounds like there are a lot of ethical considerations that Airbnb needs to address as they pursue their AI ambitions.
It's a complex landscape.
But it sounds like they're at least aware of these issues and they're trying to have these conversations.
Yeah, to their credit, they have been pretty vocal about their commitment to humanistic technology.
Which is a good sign.
It is, but, actions speak louder than words.
Right. We'll have to see how they actually implement these principles in practice.
Exactly. Time will tell.
It'll be interesting to see how they navigate these challenges and how their AI ambitions ultimately shape the future of travel.
Yeah, it's a story that's still unfolding.
It is, and we'll be here to follow it every step of the way. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive into Airbnb's AI plans, there's one more thing I want to touch on.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
They seem to be blurring the lines between the physical and digital worlds.
Ah, yes. Their foray into augmented reality.
AR. That's right. I'm curious to hear more about that. What are they doing with AR?
Well, let's dive in. So with augmented reality, they're kind of experimenting with ways to let guests like visualize their trip
Okay.
before they even book it.
So like instead of just looking at pictures online.
Right, exactly. Imagine like putting on some AR glasses and you can like walk through your potential Airbnb,
Oh, wow.
check out the neighborhood, maybe even interact with some virtual locals.
That's wild. So it's like stepping into a travel brochure.
Yeah, kind of like that.
But wouldn't that like ruin the actual experience?
Well, that's a good question. And I think some people might feel that way. But Airbnb sees it more as a way to like enhance the trip, not replace it. Like think of it like watching a movie trailer. It gets you excited for the real thing.
Okay, I get it. So it's more about like previewing the destination.
And making sure it's the right fit for you.
So I could like virtually stroll through the streets of Paris or feel the sand between my toes.
Exactly. And it could be really helpful for travelers with disabilities or people who are maybe a little nervous about traveling to a new place.
Right. It could give them a chance to like experience it in a safe and controlled environment.
Exactly.
So AR is good for guests. What about for the hosts? How does it help them?
Well, AR could be a really cool way for hosts to show off their properties.
Okay.
Like create interactive guides for guests, offer virtual concierge services.
So instead of just leaving a welcome basket, they could create a whole AR experience.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a really fun and engaging way for guests to learn about the property in the area.
Wow. So AR is really bridging that gap between the online world and the real world.
Exactly. It's making the whole travel experience more seamless and immersive.
I love it. Okay, so Airbnb is pushing the boundaries with AI and with AR.
They are. They're really going for it.
It makes you wonder, what are they going to come up with next?
I know, right? It's exciting to think about.
It is. I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah.
What are some of the key takeaways you think people should remember about Airbnb and their AI ambitions?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that Airbnb is not content with just being a vacation rental company.
Right, they want to be a tech giant.
Exactly. They see AI and AR as the keys to transforming the travel industry and creating a more connected and human-centered world.
And they're definitely not afraid to take risks and try new things.
None at all, which is really refreshing to see.
It is. But they're also facing some serious challenges.
Right, like making sure their AI is accurate and unbiased and addressing those concerns about job displacement.
And navigating the legal and ethical complexities of all this new technology.
Yeah, for sure. But they seem to be aware of these challenges and they're at least trying to address them.
Which is a good start. So it's a bit of a wait-and-see situation. We'll have to see how it all plays out.
We will, but one thing's for sure. It's going to be an interesting ride.
It is. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into Airbnb and the future of travel. Thanks for joining us on Augmented Voices.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. And be sure to tune in next time for another deep dive into the world of AI.